Namaste. Here are 5 practical tips, ancient yogic tips to manage depression as per Ramana Maharishi, also known as Ramakrishna Paramahansa. First, practice who am I inquiry. This is called self-inquiry. Whenever a wave of sadness, anxiety, or despair arises, pause and ask yourself, to whom does this feeling arise? The answer is me or I. The next crucial step is to trace the I to its source by asking, where does the I thought come from? By turning the attention inward to the source of the mind itself. The painful thoughts lose their power and temporarily will subside, revealing an underlying state of peace and calm. Because remember, the I thought is planted inside you from outer conditioning. All the labels of names, identifications, everything are borrowed from outer construct. So you have only crafted a psychological construct that you call as a personality or a character, which has no existential significance. So that is not you. So therefore, do ask yourself that who am I whenever you are free, whenever you are in that state of despair or anxiety. Second, observe the breath mindfully. Ramana Maharishi often guided those who found self-inquiry difficult to focus on the breath. The simple and non-strenuous awareness of natural inhalation and exhalation at the nostrils can calm the nervous system and help you anchor yourself in the present moment. This provides a temporary break from the clinical negative rumination common in depression. Third, cultivate an attitude of surrender. Surrender involves letting go of the feeling of being a doer and the actions of the sole controller of the outcomes. Dedicate all your actions and thoughts to the higher self, universal self. This releases the immense burden of personal responsibility and anxiety that accompanies the ego's desires and fears, which are major contributors of your depression. Fourth, embrace silence and stillness. Maharishi emphasized that one's natural state is silence and stillness. Setting aside short periods each day to sit without any external stimulation or internal striving allows the mind to settle and experience the natural state of peace. This quiet space helps to diminish the mental chatter that fuels depression. Fifth, let go of the doer identity. Continue to perform all necessary actions and duties without the egoic attachment to the results or the feeling that I am the one who is doing this. Recognize that the actions happen through a larger universal force. By letting go of the ownership of the actions, you reduce the vulnerability to disappointment, failure, and ensuring depressive feelings. So these are the 5 points. And lastly, just to make sure that you're aware of this fact that the identification that you call as yourself is a borrowed structure from outer conditioning that you have internalized and made a psychological construct that you call as I, your personality, your character. But it is just a false identification that you have gathered through time from outer conditioning. So you have to learn to distance yourself internally from it. For that, if you don't know what's the path, install a Miracle of Mind application. Use it for 90 days. This application will work miraculously on your very innards to how to distance yourself from your own creation of your psychological drama. Your psychological drama, your depression is the one who's created and crafted by you only. Because the you over here is the false psychological construct which needs to be eliminated, if not eliminated, at least to be distanced from yourself. Therefore, to learn how to distance your own identification, your own personality, your own character, it's not taught in schools, but we have to understand the spiritual sciences were there eventually to make sure that they are there to burn down to ashes this false psychological structure that you call as self, your I. It is completely a make-up structure. It's a made-up structure. It's a psychological construct. It has no existential backing, like your breath, like your heartbeat, like your pulse, like your very life. It is just a drama that's just your creation. To distance yourself from it by installing and using a tool called Miracle of Mind application, and this will work miraculously to make sure that you realize your utmost potential without any further waste of your time. Install the application and understand that your bliss, your joy is your making. Only you can actually understand and experience the very own nature of your innards, which is waiting for you to experience the bliss. But it's just your own psychological drama. It's been taught to us. It's normal because believing in something that does not even exist, which is your I, is complete insanity. So everybody of the populations around the world are sharing a common psychological insanity, but that is considered as normal. But the times we're heading towards, if you don't fix this psychological structure, or if you don't learn how to distance yourself from it, it will make you go super nuts. Because in the age of information, you will be thrown away with lots of information on you, bombarded, and you will end up consuming, and you'll end up more hollow from within if you don't understand how to distance yourself from your own self. Install Miracle of Mind application and see the miracle yourself. Namaste.